Hi guys. So I am back with another book for Miss BB Reads Books, and I'm in gym attire because I'm currently procrastinating working out. So I decided this would be the perfect time to do this video. So the book that I'll be reading today is another children's book, and it's called The Serpent, Sea Serpent and Me, by Dashiki Slater and illustrated by Caria, Chien. I'm really bad with names. Anyway, so I read this book at the end of the school year to my students because, I also read Oh, the Places You'll Go, which is in another video. But this one I found, and it was just perfect. So without further ado, on Tuesday, as I was about to climb into the bath, a sea serpent dropped out of the faucet and into the tub. He was a very beautiful sea serpent, so small I could hold him in my hands. In the bath, we played together. I made the soap dish be a Viking ship, and he knocked it over with his tail. Then we made waves and splashed each other until water covered the floor. I guess I should try to show the pictures. When it was time to get out, I scooped him up and put him in the fish tank next to my bed. "How did you get here?" I asked him that night. "Don't sea serpents belong in the sea?" He told me a tornado had lifted him into the clouds one day. The clouds drifted over green jungles and silvery cities. And then rained him down into a lake where a pipe sucked him up and whooshed him along and splashed him down into my tub. "Do you miss the sea?" I asked him. "Of course I do. I belong there." "Then I'll take you back," I said. But it was rainy on Wednesday, too rainy for the beach. My sea serpent was sulky. "Sea serpents belong in the sea," he said. "We'll try again tomorrow," I promised. "But for today, the house can be the beach." Later, we went swimming in the bathtub, but it suddenly felt crowded. "I think you're growing," I said. He smiled. "Of course I am," he said. "Once I was small as a drop of rain. Soon I'll be as big as a wave." That night, as I lay in my bed, he sang me a song about the deep blue sea, where manta rays swim like dancing blankets, and there are crabs with antlers, and fish shaped like guitars. On Thursday, it was still raining, and my sea serpent had grown. "How big do sea serpents get?" I asked him. "We get as big as the ocean is deep, and as long as the current is strong. The big ones are as big as a very small island. The small ones are as big as a whale." "Oh," I said, "that big." By bedtime, my sea serpent was too large for the fish tank, so I put him back in the tub. "I wish I could still sleep next to your bed," he said when I kissed him goodnight. That night, I heard him singing his song about the creatures of the deep blue sea, and I sort of wanted it to be sunny in the morning, and I sort of wanted it to rain. When Friday came, it was still raining, and my sea serpent was so long that his tail was rusting in the sink. If you get any bigger, I won't be able to carry you to the beach," I told him. "When you think about it," he answered, "the rain isn't any wetter than the ocean." "Oh," I said, "good point." So I brought him down to the windy shore, and I dragged him through the sand until the water lapped my toes. My sea serpent dove in and came up splashing. "Look how big I am," he yelled. "I can touch the bottom with my tail." "You're very big," I said, remembering how I used to hold him in my hands. Then the sun came out and we swam together. We rode the waves as if they were horses and floated as gently as stars in the sky. But people need towels and dry clothes and dinner, and sea serpents belong in the sea. I guess it's time to say goodbye, I said. When the sun sank low and pink in the sky, my sea serpent looked at the great green ocean that stretched way out to the edge of the world. I'm very big, he said, but the sea's a lot bigger. Maybe I should stay with you. I stroked his neck and almost said yes, but soon he'd be as big as a wave, and I knew he'd be happiest in the sea. I'll stay right here, I told him. I'll wait till you're ready. My sea serpent swam in the shallow water, and I stayed beside him and talked about manta rays dancing like blankets and crabs with antlers and fish shaped like guitars. You'll have adventures, I said. You'll see shipwrecks and sharks and schools of fish like bouquets of flowers. But what if I'm lonely? My sea serpent asked. You won't be lonely. You'll play with sea lions and otters. Whales will sing with you. And when you're tired, the waves will rock you to sleep. Remember when I was little, he asked, how I slept in the fish tank next to your bed? Of course I do, I said. You snored. My sea serpent smiled. I'm not so little anymore, he said. And then he added, I'm ready to go. I kissed his head, and he swam away. That night, I opened my window and listened for the sea. I could hear the waves and the laugh of a gull, and I thought I could hear my sea serpent singing. So I listened until I fell asleep. My students every year are like these little sea serpents that come into my life in August. And I watch them grow and become amazing young adults. And then it's time to say goodbye at the end of the year, whether it, them not being in my class anymore or them graduating or something of that nature. And I wait till they're ready and then I say goodbye. Well, it was taken from me this year. So I never really got to say goodbye to them. And as hard as that is, I know that the great big world out there, that they are great big people and they are going to leave their mark and they're going to do amazing things. But if I have to give them one piece of advice, it's the world is really big. Never apologize for the space you take up, because each of you, every student, every child, you are going to do great things.